brother in whom I'm well pleased. I call him the Jinx Breaker. Senator Dr. Godswill Akpabio, CON, the uncommon governor, now the uncommon president of the Senate, the chairman of the committee on Nddc, Senator Asukwa Benyong, members of the National Assembly here present, Chairman Nddc Board, my own brother, Mr. Chiedu Ebie, the Managing Director of Nddc, Dr. Samuel Obuku, the man who has finished the work, nothing else to say. The administrator of the presidential program, Dr. Otuaro Dennis. Let me also mention Alaji Dokubo, who is here. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I want to make a thank you now, because all the sobre where they go on here, now we be the people who own this broken English, this pidgin English. I be no be no be so. When stakeholders gather, not be everyone where they speak sobre, someone hear the pidgin English. And it be like say, me I go combine and today, make we understand each other better. I want to make I stand by the true salutes to the chairman of the board of this Nddc. The relationship existed within the board. I also want to thank the President of the Senate and members of the legislature, especially the committee heads. Relationship is weak, that will be katakata. But you have given tremendous support to the leadership of this commission. What that has done for Mr. President and those of us in government is that it has given us confidence and trust in the administration that is in place now. I really want to thank you. Whatever formula you are using, it is working. Let me also thank the youths and all the stakeholders who are here. Like the MD said, it is believed that we wake up but we are beginning to show the power of unity, the power of peace. We are beginning to understand that one cannot do it alone. Coming together, we will break walls. Build together. Tell your neighbor, come, make we build together. You know, hear them. Tell the other one, come, make we build together. That is an invitation. It means no man's brick. Yes, that is to tell you, this wall we want to build, say your brick is important. Say my brick, no day enough. My skill, no day enough to build them. Come, make we build them together. You bring your own, come, I bring my own, come. And there is nothing as beautiful as participatory democracy. How you go to make law for people where you they govern? They dish out budget for people where you they govern. When you know they hear from them. That one they good. Now when we talk like this, when we sit down like this talk, we will know where in they pain you. We go collect them. That is what we call needs analysis. To make adequate solution to suit the pain or to block a gap, you must know where the gap is. And there is no how you will get to know that without needs analysis. And I want to commend you, Nddc leadership. I am so impressed. The energy in this room shows togetherness. The energy in this room shows unity. The energy in this room shows peace. And it It is now time, especially when a young, vibrant man is in charge. Another young man is in charge of the board. The other young man is in charge of the day-to-days. And he's surrounding himself with able-bodied youth who are not carrying arms, who are not saying, let us break, but they are saying, let us build. But you are not the first to stand to build this wall. Just 1 minute silence. Generals who fought for the progress we are enjoying today and will yet enjoy, rest in perfect peace. Amen. Organizing and equipping security forces, hostage and terrorist operation. This administration has freed 4,600 hostages, neutralized 9,000 that has started convicting those arrested from terrorist operation. Now, when it comes to agriculture and food security, immediately he arrived major thing on that agenda. And remember, the word renewed hope means that hope was lost before he came. If there was hope, he will not be renewing it. He will continue with the hope. He came to renew because hope was lost, and then he stepped in. And 1 year is not enough for the policies woman. She doesn't give for 9 months. So if we want to bet a Nigeria that we are proud of using this administration, if they have what we wanted to come, even United Nations, when they came out with Millennium Development Goals agenda, it was not for 1 year. It was about 15 years or thereabout, or more. And even when they ended it and renewed it, they call it Sustainable Development Goals. It was not for under 1 year. Give it time, and all the things that they have promised to do, they will bring it to pass. In energy and natural resources, I want to assure you that in our own soil effort, we are pushing from the parliament to make sure that this Port Harcourt refinery will be final. Million standard cubic feet of gas per day, resuscitating 3 out of 7 gas processing plants is ongoing. We have also compressed natural gas through the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative. When it comes to infrastructure, about 700 kilometers was connecting Southwest and Niger Delta. It's starting from Lagos and it's ending in Niger Delta. That is to show you that we are in the picture. We are in the picture of what this government wants to achieve. Railway and all the rest of them. When you talk about Renewed Hope Infrastructure Fund, it's an initiative of this administration which are proved to bridge Nigeria's funding gap of $25 billion per year in infrastructure, focusing on road, rail, agriculture, ports, and aviation. When you get to education, this is the scorecard of this administration. Under 1 year, when you get to education and social welfare, student loan access to higher education law, enacted, passed in the Senate by to obtain quality education. You look at conditional cash transfer, the payment of 25,000 to 3.2 million is still on. Expanded the government enterprise and empowerment program, GEEP, providing 500,000 recipients with 50,000 interest-free loans. And you just had the one that was announced by my brother, the MD of Niger Delta Development Commission, which we are going to benefit from 10,000 from our region. Empower debt clearance. This administration has cleared the backlog debt of Empower beneficiaries, benefiting 360,000 Nigerian youth. When it comes to health sector, this administration, through its basic health care provision fund, has redesigned the public health sector and has pumped in the amount of $2.5 billion financing of the national primary health care system. When it comes to humanitarian and poverty alleviation, this administration has approved through its humanitarian and poverty alleviation trust fund, approved the creation of a trust fund of national social registration, collaborating with the World Bank to make sure that 15.7 million poor and vulnerable households are taken care of. I can go on and on, but there is no time for me to reel all that this administration has done in 1 year, in 365 days. So, joining my brother, the MD of Nddc, those who say, make we stand on the street, may they stand. We weak, we go still sit down for our house, they sleep. From the 1st of August, we go they sleep, them go they stand for street. Because this man is one of us. This man has shown us love. And there is no how we will repay. Consolidate on the gains that we are beginning to reap from Nddc. We will not lose it. Because if we fight this man and a Pharaoh that does not know Joseph comes in place, and tomorrow said, we go stay with our president. I be no be so. God bless you, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless the people of Niger Delta. Thank you very much.
Crowd. Thank you so much, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives. CEO Nddc, the distinguished and would like to plead with all our speakers to please limit the goodwill messages to 2 minutes, please. Delta had come in. You could hear the chants of Asawana. It is my pleasure to invite Sir Jonathan
Asawana. I want to sincerely with us today. Very specifically, I want to thank the MD and the management of the Niger Delta goodwill that a gathering of Niger Delta people be put together quickly in the face of this growing tension in our land. Thank you, MD. You could have ignored suggestions we made, but very timely you put this together so our people can sit together and forge a common destiny for our region. Ordinarily, the idea of a protest for good service delivery to our people was not a bad idea. The truth is, Nigerians are going through a lot. As people of a blessed region, we have a sworn duty to protect our region. Whilst that idea of a protest for good governance to improve the lives, the living standards and conditions of our people was important, it's also so-called national protest. A few questions came into my mind, and I asked, is the East-West Road part of the demands on this protest? The answer was no. Shell, SPDC, changed its name and gave all their assets to themselves in the name of divestment. Niger Delta people were completely excluded. Was that concern a part of the protest? The answer was no. Continued to bleed and devastated unabatedly. Every effort by Niger Deltans to cry for attention has been ignored. Then I became concerned that this may be an ulterior motive. When, as Niger Deltans, some of us participated in NSAS protest, and they claim it was not their own. So they killed that idea. That idea had the capacity to transform this country to compete of Nigerians, but it was killed on account of ethnicity and regionalism. Today, we have a southern president representing the larger interests of Nigeria, but a protest that is designed by people who can't own up that I am the one organizing this protest, is calling for a national chaos, calling for a change of government through revolution. Then it calls for questioning. When IYC led protests to the East-West Road, we didn't hide our faces. We did in NSAS till today. I've never recovered from the destruction. We demand an improved governance to our people. We must be mindful of what we bring to our land. The challenges of the Niger and most of our protests have never gained the support of other regions. So why should we join a national protest that is designed to end consultations with the people of the Niger Delta? Consider putting Niger Delta peoples together So if for any reasons, as people of Niger Delta, we are leading our own protest, let us protest for improvement in Niger Delta. Today, the East-West Road, that effort is not enough. Because by the time they might still be cut off, because we cannot of putting those culverts together so that water can pass through must be taken immediately. Despite the frustration in the land, the Nddc within this short period have truly shown that they are a part of the Niger Delta society, who understands the pains our people bear. But a lot more. I'm very grateful that you took within this short period. This is our region. We have a sworn duty to protect it. Let us define us as a region. Let us articulate our positions non-violently so that our region, while we struggle for more, our environment is secured. My leaders, my brothers here, the security of Niger Delta is in the hands of every one of us here. If we fail to do the needful and Niger Delta is engulfed in chaos, we will all not be absolved. This, I believe, through creative endeavors, through group unity, and our shared determination, Niger Delta and Nigerians can be a better place.
Please, a resounding round of applause for the IYC President, Sir Jonathan Lopobri. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, may I crave your indulgence to recognize Chief Aire Imami, the Olobosheri of Warri. We recognize you, sir. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next on the list is the Amazon of the Niger Delta, Ankyo Briggs. Please a round of applause for Ankyo Briggs as she makes her way to the podium. The Amazon of Niger Delta.
Good afternoon, everyone. And may I please stand on existing protocols. I do not want to take too much time. The people of the Niger Delta are people that don't need education on issues or reasons for protest. We are the makers of protests. We, the people of the Niger Delta, also know, and we have suffered the effect, the negative effect of protests as recently as a few years ago. So we understand and we know the pain. I stand here as a mother, as a grandmother, as a sister, as a daughter, as a friend. Women are renewed hope is wonderful. Niger Delta women have always lived in hope. We have always lived in hope that one day things will change to the extent that women will be part of the policy makers that will build and grow and protect and sustain the Niger Delta region. Men say sometimes that they are palm wine tappers. I want to say that I'm a periwinkle picker because that's what women do. I want to very quickly state here that to this government, it cannot deny that most of the is said to have come from the Niger Delta region. And if that be the case, then the people of the Niger Delta, particularly the women of the Niger Delta, are interested in what is good for the women of the Niger Delta. Because when the Niger Delta woman can cook, her father, her son, her father-in-law, her neighbor, everybody gets to eat. So it is very important. Yes, I agree. We must, the people of the Niger Delta region must join to build the Niger Delta together. It is very important that the people of the Niger Delta region begin to actually show and mean, not just project, that we are one people. And we feel the same pain. We're talking about protests. If we're talking about protests and we're concerned, I'm not too far from that concern. There is blue-blooded Niger Delta people that are actually protesting. I want to speak directly to the government and say to the government that the people of the Niger Delta region, especially speaking of our Niger Delta region, Mr. President, I've heard so many wonderful things said, and I'm not disagreeing with them, but I want them to be more wonderful so that we can actually, in the next, between now and between 2027, that we can actually see the results of what we're talking about here today. The women of the Niger Delta are not antagonists. We must discuss oppression and get rid of oppression. The Delta needs to be cleaned up. We need to know who are these people that are buying up the assets that is in our land, that is polluting our land, that continues to pollute our land. A home company called Aeto. And today, as I speak to you, there are at any given time 4 to 5 different ships anchored off the ocean, taking oil into those ships. They do not belong to the Niger Delta people who own those things. And who are the people really that are the oil thieves? They are not in my creeks. The people in my creeks are just part, the very last end of this. If the president wants, if he doesn't know, I will be willing to re-explain to him. the way I did to Yaradua on behalf of the people. The coastal road, please, Mr. President, the coastal road has started from the southwest. Can we also have it starting in the south-south? So that as jobs are created in the southwest for the coastal road that belongs to all of us eventually, that my people will also where the people will surely know that we do have a president, as we are told, that have a listening ear and is doing so much. MD, the 1 extra trillion naira is naira for intervention. It's not for building the East-West Road. It's not. It's for intervention. We will not take up the responsibility of federal government from our own pocket. And we will not be encouraged to borrow in the name of Nddc. We will not be encouraged to borrow in the name of Nddc because we are struggling with what the federal government of the past. I agree that the suffering of our people. Very quickly before I stop, somebody came to my gate. I didn't see the person. But the message I got, she put on for bag, made them send them to gate, and no one disturb them. I was not able to eat for some days. We have a situation where the federal government must consider allowing us to do what we need to do for our people immediately. MD, our people are dying in the creeks because they cannot reach hospitals in the boats for 2-3 hours. We want floating hospitals that will be provided for from the funds that is coming from the Niger Delta oil. I do not see the issue of oil going to Mr. A or Mr. B as a situation that is so critical. This is a cabal. This is a business. If oil is being sold for $1, why should you not buy it for $1? Why? Now, when hospital, and I'm just showing you how bad the situation is. Mr. Senate President, you're my brother, you're my friend. We've worked together, you and I, during Jonathan's time. I'm surprised we're not yet able to work together, but hopefully we will. I know of a young man, for the sake of Niger Delta, I know of a young man who ended up in UP. Died from the incompetence of and he was being moved to another place in the hospital, UPTH here. And a nurse seized the regulator on the oxygen cylinder. What was that? Go the 4th floor. And this is a teaching hospital. High, also low. Or high blood pressure is high, also low. And they cannot get from Kula 2.5 hours away by boat. The Niger Delta is the most difficult place to improve and to build. Therefore, the money that is coming from the Niger Delta should no longer be for intervention. It should be for building the Niger Delta so that we will live. We have a
Thank you very much. That was the Amazon of the Niger Delta, Ann Kilbriggs. Please, let's put our hands together for her. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, would like to please plead with you to stick to the 2 minutes for goodwill messages, as time is fast spent.
Your Excellency, the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Deputy Speaker, the Federal House of Representatives, the Niger Delta Development Commission, Vice Chairman, the Niger Delta Development Commission, and our father, India Bali, Toro Kurukuru, Bio Kurukuru, and my brother, the Ologo chair of Mondas. He's on. He's on. Small, very brief. First and foremost, I'm a student of the Nddc, and since then, I know that, especially the Niger Delta, in the Presidential Amnesty Program, when I came in, we started our stakeholder workshops and conferences. And all the youth in the Niger Delta, all, they know that this is time for youth, and anytime it's all because after the agitators, after the ex-agitators, you people are part of the program. After the ex-agitators, you people are part of this program too. And that is what I've been saying time without number. So, if you said you are not a camp owner, that is not the problem. The program goes beyond camp owners. It goes beyond camp owners, and so don't be jealous of your brothers. Don't be jealous of your brothers. $1,050 of our youth that have been engaged before. A very short one. And in your education, we are going to give scholarship to 500 Niger Delta beneficiaries of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Then as for the women that are protesting, conference, my name for the agitators is for only men. I will not impose any project on you people. And it's going to cut across all the states of the Niger Delta. So it's time for us anybody that wants to protest, just like what the Deputy Speaker said, we should stay outside and watch. But those of us that are saying that no to everybody from him. And the reforms that are ongoing, what we need is patience. Nobody can force Nigeria to go back to the old ways again. The old ways of doing things are over, so we need patience for those reforms to materialize. And as for our MD and the management of the Nddc, our books, we already have, we'll still meet with the women first. After the women, then the camp leaders, and we'll come to Nddc, we'll look at the table and draw out our plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Chief Dennis Otaro, PhD, Administrator, Presidential Amnesty Program, PAP. Thank you very much. Pere Ajube, also known as General Shoot at Sight. Let's celebrate him, please. Thank you so very much for making the effort to be here today. Thank you. Our next speaker, I'd like to invite Senator Emmanuel Ibokesien, FNSE, former Senate Deputy Chief Whip and National Chairman, Pan Niger Delta Forum. Use the allotted time, 2 minutes, please. Senator Emmanuel Ibokesien, FNSE.
Maybe if you don't mind, I would like to speak when the Senate President is here. I like to speak because I'm speaking when the Senate President is here. I'll wait there. When the Senate President is here, that's when I want to speak.
Your request has been graciously granted, sir. Thank you so much. And so it is my singular honor and privilege to invite a man that needs little or no introduction. However, for the purpose of this event, I will introduce, to do his goodwill message, none other than Alhaji Mujahid Dokubo Asari Alaboidi Abiali of Kalabari Kingdom. Let's celebrate our leader, please.
Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, the MD, the coordinator of the Amnesty Program, the president of my own organization, the Joy Youth Council, and Kalavarie, wala wamna wala bia, wamu wamna wamu bia, waki wamna waki bia. I thank all of you. Me, I'm going straight. They've said everything. They've spoken all the English. So the one that I will speak, I don't know which one I'm going to speak now. Now, I want to say that I want to go to straight. We're not going to I and all those who... I also have the right to resist protest. People will say that don't take my own. Because and when they make this claim, you now start to hide. When they make this claim, you now start to be apologetic. Formula, the same pattern. When our brother was there, is the truth. When you allow yourself to be used, when you always bend your back for people to ride on you, they will continue to ride on you. Like the IYC president said, our needs included in their 10-point demands? No. So we are not important to them, but it's our resources that they want to share. We are not important to, but they want to share our resources. I want to say that me, I have the capacity. If you carry your protest, come near me, you will collect. Those who brought anti-SARS protest and went to people, they collected from me woto. Look, don't be deceived by flowery words. Don't be deceived by people's flowery words. Statement they make. Look at their life. What have they done to impact on their society, on the environment? Not be today hospital no day for Buguma. Not be today hospital no day for Bonima. Not be today hospital no day for Calabari land. It has always been there. And I will not expect for Buguma, we don't close since 1990 something, I should kick my friend out of power. I will not be part of it. These are anarchists. When you fail election, wait for another election season. Go and sell yourself to the people, but you say you will not agree after you have failed. Patriotic. You are the problem of this country. You are not patriotic, you are the problem of this country. No candidate had gone through the travails that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu went through to win this election. Everything was against him, and he triumphed. Wait for your turn. See, let me tell you. Let me tell you one thing. Don't pretend about it. We are all sitting here peacefully. It will be good for you to visit Liberia, visit Somalia, visit Venezuela, visit Somalia, and ask those people. I was in Libya, I was a friend of Gaddafi, I lived in Libya. Libya was paradise. Today, Libya is hellfire. 90% of those who led this let nobody deceive you that there will be peaceful protest. It's not a peaceful protest. It's a call to anarchy. Have you read the 10-point demand? A change of constitution, a change of this, is that demand for good governance? That is a coup. And we have to resist. All of us, yes, people have been hungry. This is not the first time, and nobody is happy that people are hungry. We are all working so that people, the burden on the shoulder of the people will be lifted up and will be carried away. The president has done this, the president has done that, the president is doing this, he's not doing that. When a government comes to power, we cease to be political party members. We cease to be PDP, we cease to Nigeria. That's what we are. And we must all work. No religion says that you must pray for your government to fail. Anywhere you see a small thing for the government to fail, immediately you jump in. The government must fail. This we might have differences. We must also tell those in government that if you are in government, you must not use your power in government to suppress the people and to and say, now we deal, now we go deal with you. You know if you deal with me. Alive. We have every right to gain our respect. We are telling you, don't go. Look, what they want to do is to come here to blow pipelines, to intercept trucking, to intercept badges. You heard what happened in Imo State yesterday, where they killed police officers. That is what they want to do. And we must resist them. We must not allow them to bring their anarchy here. But if you army staff and not be IG of police, if you do any I will be a threat to you. That is it. I'm not going to romance my words. I'm not going to do sissy with you. I am not a sissy. My name is Mujahid Dokubasare, and I'm going to live up to my name. And I will stand firm. I'm not doing it because Tinubu is going to give me anything. No. I'm doing it because I believe that if I don't do it, my life will be in danger. The life here will be in danger. It is wrong for us to be part or even conceive these protests. Those who have lost the election should prepare for 2027. Thank you.
Please a round of applause for Alhaji Mujahid Dokubo Asari, the Alabo Idiabali. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I bring podium Senator Emmanuel Ibok Essien, former Senate Deputy Whip, Chief Whip, National Chairman Pandev. Please may I plead with
the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my dear brother, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, distinguished senators, the Chairman of Nddc and the MD, and all other protocols duly and most respectfully observed. Treatment abroad and cannot be here. I want to congratulate the Nddc to our youth about the protests which unknown faces when the Niger Delta people protested in 1999 for the passage of Nddc bill to override the president. Other Nigerians did not join us. It was a Niger Delta affair. And we got. I want also to say that in 2005, at the National Political Reform Conference, for 25% derivation amount to be paid to Niger Delta, other Niger. There are the East-West Road. Other Nigerians have at this point in time, when we are having a president from the southern part of Nigeria that is trying to put Nigeria on the rightful path. Tough time never lasts, but tough people do. Why should we protest when we have the number 3 man in this country from Niger Delta, why should we protest? Any protest, no. That this protest leads to a change of government in a military coup. Will be taken away from us. We knew how we fought to get the 13%. And if the constitution of this country is suspended, that 13% in any Niger Delta person wanting to join should protest that our oil blocks should be returned to us. The Niger Delta people should protest that the oil companies, the headquarters, should all be moved to the Niger Delta. The Niger Delta people should have majority share. We should protest, if we have to, that Nddc Limited should be domiciled in the Niger Delta region. So we don't have any need to join any protest. I want, as the apex body of this Niger Delta region, to appeal to all our youth and the people of Niger Delta to treasure our own. Remember, a protest removed the #1 citizen of this country, our president, Goodluck Jonathan. It was a protest. We cannot remove Tinubu, who is a Southerner and a Senate President, the third man in this country, by a protest. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. That was Senator Emmanuel Ibokese, FNSE, former Senate Deputy Chief Whip and National Chairman, PANDEF. May I now
the President of the Senate, please permit me to stand on existing protocols. The reason why we are gathered here today is very simple. It's to take of 1st of August 2024. The Shekiri Leaders of Thought, which is the apex body of the Shekiri ethnic nationality, we have taken stand on that and call on all our youth to dissociate themselves from the strike, from the proposed strike. Now, the reason for this is very simple. are faceless. We don't know them. They are mostly Nigerians in diaspora. And some of the items they are demanding, like regime, to a chaos and anarchy. Now, let us not forget the Arab Spring of 2010 in North Africa, especially Libya. They have not fully. And so, the Shekiri people dissociate themselves from the proposed strike. Our youth in general invitation to anarchy. Thank you very much. Protest, rather.
Thank you very much. Chairman Ishekiri. For today's event is none other than Senator Ekpeyong Asukwo, Senate Committee Chairman on NDDC. Senator Ekpeyong, sir.
God's will, Obodo Akpabio, the President of the Senate, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to rest on the laid down protocols. My name is Asukwo Ekpeyong, Senator representing Cross River South and Chairman of the Senate Committee on NDDC. I will keep my remarks short because most speakers the young men and women of the Niger Delta. The greatest asset of any nation its population, most especially the young people. Today in Nigeria, it is said that we have a population of 220 million people, growing at a rate of 3% per annum. What that means is, for every year, 6 million new Nigerians are born and added to our population. Whereas the development of our mineral resources, our agricultural resources, is not as a result of Bola Ahmed Tinubu had the political will on day one to correct the policies that were holding us back as a nation. On day one, he removed the oppressive and corrupt fuel subsidy regime. He unified the exchange rate. Now this, of course, has led to severe hardship on the people and the people of this region as well. The brunt of this hardship is being faced by us today, the present-day Nigerians.
But if previous administrations had taken the time, decades and years ago, these challenges were met with a strong and resolute administration that has worked hard to intervene. President signed into law the Minimum Wage Act, which was passed amongst many other initiatives today in Nigeria. The Nddc is following in the renewed hope agenda in the same trajectory by intervening in the lives of our young ones. The young people of Nigeria account for about 60% of the population. That is to say about 130 million and above are under the age of 30. The strength of your population lies in a healthy population, healthy being of sound mind and sound body, and one that can take advantage of the economic opportunities that are present and available to them. This is the work that this administration is attempting to do by intervening. Today, the young chairman, Mr. Chiedu Ebie, with a young MD, Dr. Sam Ogboku, and if to say maybe he had been providence, even at the National Assembly, the committees, both committees of the House and the Senate, are led by chairmen who are within the age of 30s, in their 30s. We are poised and determined to give the legislative backing and support to the Nddc to achieve its mission. Program. This is a program we see the world over, where active job seekers are given an allowance while they seek for jobs. That if this is implemented as it has been designed, where 10,000 young men across the 9 states of the region, young men are this to just be the first phase. This will help to ameliorate the hardship that is being faced in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we should shun restiveness. We should rather engage in dialogue and direct engagement. And I pray that God continue to give us the grace and the guidance to provide more economic opportunities for us all. May God bless us all. Thank you very much. An honor to invite the President of the Senate, His Excellency, God's will, Obodo Akpabio.
Please be seated. Some of this will see their representatives at the national level, including, of course, of representatives led by the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Ben Kallo. Great Niger Deltans, greatest Niger Deltans, great Nigerian students, greatest Pagba. Let me, in a very special way, pay tribute to the Deputy Speaker, House, to be precise, to be here in person.
I'm very grateful that you took this meeting very seriously. Let me also recognize all my senators special respect to the chairman of Brother AB, and of course, AB Erada, and of course, the managing director, Sam Ogbogu, Youth Chief Asare Dokuba, Chief Ayiri, Senator my sister Angel Briggs. I don't know when we stop working together. Otherwise, my junior brother Dennis, and then all the directors, staff, and students. Wonderful meeting. I had intended to speak, but when I came here and I listened to the speeches, I just felt that all I need to do is to adopt all speeches rendered here today. You know, many years ago, I think 2000, Silverbird, and I went to Lagos, and then something happened where I was sitting. They showed a film from BBC of a young boy with kwashiorkor, and they said this was from the had my big head. I don't know how the organizers were able to find the way I looked. I said, look at your husband. And she said, Tufiakwa. I said, no, that was me. That was a plight of the people of the Southeast and South-South. Then I turned to I won't mention, One Excellency and the wife sitting next to me. And they said I got angry. When I got to the stage, I dropped my speech. Scorpion was there, General Buhari, all of them were there. So I heard after the war we had the 3 R's. The other 2, or the first one, maybe reconciliation, happened in Eastern region, that is South-South, Southeast. But reconstruction did not start from here. So we never had anything. The region remained desolate. And our people started protesting that when we came back from the war, there was no hospital, there was no money, all the bank accounts were seized. Properties had gone. The rest of Nigeria continued then to provide. Kept agitating, and all the governments after government answered. After decades of waiting, the youth decided
came and settled the issue. And today, Niger Delta region is peaceful. I like to start from the speech by the president of Ijaw Youth Council, Jonathan Lopobri. He said he took a look at the demands of the current protesters, those wishing to protest, and there was nothing inside that talked about the Niger Delta region. The East-West Road was not there. Calabar to Odukpani Road that nobody can pass was not there. The construction of the 13 kilometers between Ogoni all the way down to Calabar to end at Hawkins was not there. That was a contract given a long time before I even became a minister. You take a look. Even Yenegua, coming all the way to Port Harcourt, was not there. From Efurum, close to Warri, right down here, we have no road. The Niger Delta is bedecked by problems even on the waterways. We do not have transportation. We don't have enough jetties. We have not been able to address environmental decay and the disgust that you feel when you go and see what is happening from Ogoni land all the way down to other areas. Environmental degradation caused by oil exploitation and oil exploration. Nobody sees that outside Niger Delta as a problem. You are on a daily basis breathing many people are suffering from cancer of the throat till today. That was not part of the agenda of those proposals. So I was happy when I saw we will not go out and protest. If I'm speaking your mind, those in support say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. So here we are. That some who live amongst us will not try to use people. Up till today, the president of Kenya, Ruto, is still crying. If I watched him yesterday asking his people, do you want me to resign? What do you want me to do to stop this anarchy? Nigerians are very ingenious. Even when there was a levy that was imposed by the National Assembly recently, of course, everybody knows that subsidy on petroleum products would have killed us. Nigeria was living on life support before this administration came. And for Niger Delta people, particularly the South people of Nigeria, it was 45 years ago that any president or any government considered you for a number 3 position. That was late Senate President Joe Wires. 45 years after, now your son has been considered as Senate President. Is this a time for strike? No. Is this a time for protest? No. You are now on the table. So I can answer somebody who spoke here about the Calabar, Lagos, It started in the South. Construction of the coastal road from South that will now go and join up. The president is doing a lot. I didn't have money to pay school fees. But today, we now have, then you don't have to pay the loan. Attempting to use the current situation of hunger. In 10 years, the whole of North Central, Borno, Northeast, and others, nobody entered the farm. Doing mining, nobody could enter the farm. What lifted all restrictions on import of food. Every food that comes into Nigeria now. Development Commission. I had to take over, mess up for 13 years. As a governor, I took over the road. And out of anger, I started dualizing it with 4 bridges and go there now. It's a fantastic passage and thoroughfare. Niger Delta Nddc was not known for anything good. And not the other way around. You commissioned and what happened? The people of 5 local governments in Ondo State had no light for 14 years before you became the managing director. You commissioned the bridge. Transformer. Down to the present side. That was not connected to the national grid. $100 million to supply diesel. And so the total amount spent on diesel alone ran into billions in a year. But it would have taken about 26 million or under 200. Well, before we left there, I made sure it was connected to the national grid. Where our leader, Chief A.K. Horsford, or Chief E.K. Clark comes from, Gabodon, the whole of that area, the roads were given out over 17 years. I completed 11 kilometers. So you have a job to do for Niger Delta. Don't be tired of seeing me. Last month, you called us to stakeholders meeting. I came. Interactive session for us to launch a scheme to empower unemployed. Aggressive venture. I will be there. I'll be there. I will abandon everything in Abuja because for the first time I've seen an administration in Nddc that is not fighting itself, that is not giving loan to directors, and then doing the job that the people would have done, sharing the job. was from KB State or somewhere else. Yes, I'm not against Nigeria. I'm very much for Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a number 3 citizen in Nigeria. But I'm a Niger Delta first. I'm from this region first. And it used to sadden me. You have to be angry. You have to be angry over the situation that we have found ourselves. No road, even on land or on water. In tap is the dam. It sweeps away many villages in Bayelsa and they die. Is that not enough for us to protest? But nobody has protested. Even if you protest, nobody will join you. So what is this protest about? I saw a young boy from Ekiti State jumping on television. And I just said, well, it will take over a decade to repair the damage done in Kenya. Nigeria cannot go the same way. And also when we have a president who is not only a listening president, but who is very intelligent. In fact, when he was governor of Lagos State, he had less than 600 million a month as internally generated revenue. The policies he put in place today, Lagos gets over 60 billion a month as internally generated revenue. Give him a chance, be patient. And some people said, how long? I said, even if you have to take as long as it took you to make Nigeria to get to this point. So my people in Brace, I want to say happy birthday to you. I think yesterday was your birthday. You can see that happy birthday to you. You can see I'm still following up. That means we are still working together. So, my dear, all the things that the stakeholders decided upon. The CIC will amplify our voice. Take the communique to the president. Our torchbearers of the future. The Nddc has devised a youth internship scheme with a provision of a monthly stipend of 50,000 naira per youth that doesn't have a job. And it said it is starting immediately. And you are starting with about 10,000 youths. I must say, the management of Nddc, this is a stroke of a genius. It is an investment in the right direction. Through nothing but budgeting. By the way, I'm not supposed to say it here. Nddc was not getting his fair share from the federal government. I hope you know that. But of course, as a Senate President, we have gone to 1 or 2 places, and your fair share shall be given to you. In fact, they told me that I should not come back. They will give all to you. It's not only a function of saying, of course, the budget of Nddc never got to 900 billion. But today, the budget is 1.9 trillion. What does that mean? It means the dividends of democracy. The president has also done something great. He has looked at the plight of other regions ravaged by insecurity. So the National Assembly has passed the Northwest Development Commission. He has signed that into an act of parliament. So we now have a Northwest Development Commission. We now have also something that should have been done after the Civil War. We now have a Southeast Development Commission.
say yes, that region requires serious we no single protest in the whole of all resolved that there will be no protest in their domains. And the other parts, the Enugu and others, have also resolved that for even that gesture of recognizing the need to turn the southeast into a special development area, that they will not protest. As the Senate President, I want to appeal to all Nigerian youths to give this administration when somebody said, if you impregnate a child, the child will not deliver the same day. I will not deliver the same day, but I know that she'll be pregnant the same day if you impregnate her. If somebody listens, receiving attention. The economic challenges are known by the president because all of us feel the impact of what is happening now. But we are aware that it will be for a short while. The specific issues will go to Nddc. The ones that need more money will go to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I assure you that those issues will be addressed. MD, I want to thank you for what you said. You said, we are not interested in regime change. Let us own this government. Those who want to protest can protest, but let us be there eating. Am I right? I must thank Niger Delta. So, has done immeasurable damage to our people. It reshaped our lives, it reshaped our economy, it reshaped our environment. So we must expedite action to address those concomitant socio-economic issues that have arisen as a consequence. Be rest assured that the people and our dreams are realized. Let me take a moment again to no weapon fashioned against this microphone shall prosper. You see, the protesters have already started because they know Niger Delta has pulled out. So they have already started protesting. For me, adorned with vibrant colors, a tapestry woven with threads of unity, resilience, and standing tall and unyielding, rooted in the rich oil of West Africa, far and wide.
to the first set of 10,000 children with a sum of 50,000 naira per month in order to cushion the effect of the hardship. And it is my singular privilege to now formally launch God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So we can see, MD, I'm very delighted. I'm Niger Deltans. I don't know whether it was Chief Asari Dokubo that made that statement. I addressed the congregation, and he had forgotten his glasses at home. So he shouted, "My eyes are blind and I cannot see." And the congregation responded, "My eyes are blind, I cannot see." And the man and he said, "You fools, who told you to sing?" And they answered, you fools, who told you to sing? My eyes are blind and I cannot see. In the Niger Delta we can see. To God be the glory. Asawada! Good Niger Delta!
Come on. Please, may I respectfully ask that the Senate President snaps with some stakeholders who are here before he leaves. Let me respectfully bring to the podium the Executive Director of Finance and Administration, Nddc. A vote of thanks.
Your Excellency, the Senate President of Nigeria, Deputy Speaker, all protocols duly observed. Okay, I can see the